pretty. We're in drop C tuning today. Of course, we've capoed up to the 2nd fret to play a little bit of Angeline the Baker. Welcome to BanjoBenClark.com. I'm your host, Banjo Ben, here on the site that teaches you how to play banjo, mandolin, and guitar. Last week, I posted the mandolin lesson to this. This week, we're going to do the banjo. We're going to start out with a basic version, and really is a great lesson for those of you who have never played in this drop C tuning, okay, and played out of the C position. It's just great practice to do that. We're going to take that and then jump into the advanced version, and I'll explain to you how we move from the basic to the advanced. Then I've got another video segment where I'll play the whole thing through really slowly, as well as talk about some detailed backup techniques for what I did there when the mandolin was soloing. Now we have tabs that are in PDF and TEF file formats, and then I have 3 different speeds of rhythm MP3 tracks that you can download. So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, here in a moment I'll ask you to come over to my favorite website, BanjoBenClark.com. You can become a Gold Pick member, have access to this lesson and hundreds of other ones just like it. I do it each and every week. Let's jump into that basic version of Angeline the Baker. Let's learn Angeline the Baker on banjo. This is an old fiddle tune. We're going to do it in the key of D, but we're going to play it in a unique way. We've capoed up to the 2nd fret and also spiked our 5th string at the 7th fret. But then we've tuned our low 4th string down a whole step. So if you were doing this without a capo, you would tune that D note down to a C. But now that we've got a capo up, it's tuned what would be an E note back down to a D. And we can make a partial C chord. This is called drop C tuning. Okay? It's hard for me to keep this banjo in tune. This cabin in here is really cold. It keeps wanting to pull it out. As we throw the tab up there, you'll notice that we have 2 measures of kickoff. And then we're going to jump into this basic version of Angeline the Baker. Then we'll move into a more advanced version, and I'll explain to you from this basic version how we come up with a more advanced version. Now, as I mentioned, 2 measures of kickoff. Then we go into the first A part, that's 8 bars long. Then it repeats it. Then the melody changes. We go to a B part that's 8 bars long, and it repeats that B part. And then we have an ending. You'll notice all your right-hand fingerings beneath each one of the notes. So the T would stand for thumb, 1 would stand for index, 2 would stand for middle. And this little kickoff, it sounds like this. You'll notice I jump down and I play all those B strings, all those second strings with my thumb. I'm just able to play it more even, more powerful doing it rather than doing it with my index. Because then you're forced to do a backwards roll. It's fine, but I just like to jump down there and do it with my thumb. Now as we get into the first A part, we're going to have a lot of quarter notes because we're playing this basic melody. And measure 3 sounds like this. We're also going to have a lot of pinches. Pinches mean we play more than one string at once. That's what we do there. Then 2 eighth notes. And then we're going to have a hammer-on in measure 4. Open G string to 2nd fret and a pinch again, and then another little forward roll. So let me play measures 1 through 4 just to give you a little context here. Okay, now remember that I've got a video segment here on the site where I play it all the way through much slower than that. Now as we get into measure 5, we're getting ready to go into what I have labeled there as a G chord. Of course, that's without capo language. Since we're capoed up, we're getting that G chord by playing an F chord. And so measure 5 is just 4 quarter notes. Open G, 2nd fret, 1st fret, 3rd fret. So we go into this partial F chord. We don't play our ring finger. And then stay in that for measure 6. We're going to start it off by hammering that G string and then playing this mixed roll. Then you'll go back into your partial C for measure 7. And then the last beat of measure 7 is a little tricky because we're going to play that 1st fret on the B string and then our open 1st string, and then we're going to hammer on for the 1st note measure 8. And that's an 8th note hammer on, so it doesn't happen any faster than your other 8th notes. So measure 7 going into measure 8 sounds like this. Do that again at the end of measure 8 and hammer on to measure 9 to that 2nd fret. And then here, halfway through measure 9, we have a 16th note pull off. So you can tell it's a 16th note pull off because there's 2 little stems beneath there, and that means the pull off happens twice as fast as our 8th notes. It sounds like that. So measure 9 altogether sounds like this. Then we play that low D string down there. Okay? And one thing you can do at the end of measure 9, you can bend that 2nd fret if you want. And we're going to do that a little bit in our advanced version. Now, in measure 11, we go back into the A part. So we're going to do a lot of repeating here. We've already seen measure 11 and 12. We get to measure 13, same thing. We've seen all this, measures 5 through 8. But at the last beat of measure 18, we're going to get into the B part. So the melody changes. The chord progression doesn't change, but the melody changes. And we're going to jump up on the last beat of measure 18.